I'm a thinker.
So anyone remember Swat Cats from the early 90s? As Hanna-Barbera was exploring new cartoon possibilities, Swat Cats became a mainstay for at least 2 years. Cancelled because Cartoon Network thought it wasn't original enough, the series saw 25 to 26 episodes in 2 seasons. It's a damn shame, really. Did you also know that the game cart came out for the Super Nintendo, called Swat Cats? I'm not sure if it was rare or not, but the cartridge commands a pretty steep price nowadays, $40 for a bit of Swat Cats nostalgia. Is it worth your hard-earned money? Let's find out. Now there are 4 levels to choose from, and it appears from the get-go you can play any one. I selected the one I remember from my childhood, level 1. This game frustrated me to all hell a decade and a change ago, and I can see why today. As an adult, it's still fucking hard as it was back then. The attacks are not difficult to pull off, but the range is incredibly short. You have to get up close and personal with the enemies in order to beat them. Another thing I don't understand is chili peppers that are being used as health regen items. Why chili peppers? It's also ironic that there's another health regen item in the game, milk, and it can be used to help extinguish the hotness of a pepper in real life. I understand the theme of this level is sludge, but I don't understand why they're storing nuclear waste inside Mega Cat City. Oh well. Another problem with moving the character is that frequently you're going to automatically flop into enemies when you climb up on a platform, causing unnecessary damage. Instead of just coming up short of the beginning of the platform, your character's thrust into the enemy 20 feet away, when in this game you need all the health you can get. It features a level-up system that makes your character stronger, if you can actually believe that. So if you thought the upper bar in the right-hand corner of the screen was tracking the level progress, it isn't. It's tracking your level, not the level you are playing in. A proper platforming game should place you near the beginning of the ledge, and not throw you 20 feet in front, hitting an enemy. So right here, this is the first of a few pain-in-the-ass enemies you're going to run into. The only way to get by him is to jump over him, because the beanbag gun won't do shit. The only way to deal damage to him is to get up close with your short attack, but with 2 buildings in between the creature, your only choice is to evade it. I don't think I've ever gotten past this point without taking any damage, as a matter of fact. Sometimes when you roll into enemies, you'll do things I don't even know what the button combination for it is. Really, I've not seen any strategy guide for this game on the internet. There are plenty of playthrough videos, but no physical or digital text copy of a strategy guide. The fuck? I mean, the beanbag gun fires at the weirdest angle, too. No matter how far I back up, there's no way to adjust the trajectory. Even then, it doesn't do any damage to enemies, so why put it in the game? I didn't mind this when I initially played the game, but now that I go back and look at the footage, the music really is kind of monotonous. At this stage, you enter one of the hardest parts of the game. You have to avoid or kill these enemies in order to fly into the monster's mouth with the Turbo Cat. The problem is that if you're hit once, and I mean once, uno, your jet will go down in a ball of flames. There's a pattern to these fuckers, and it took me an hour and 15 minutes just to get it right. Some of the patterns are random and are just utter and complete bullshit. It's like I'm flying a plane made out of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. For the next segment of the boss fight, you have to go inside and fight the heart, I suppose? I have no clue what that thing is. Maybe it's a giant hairball. Anywho, like the previous phase, getting hit here means you die, too. And just getting hit once. The fight isn't nearly as hard as the previous section, but you're gonna get dizzy doing it. After a 5-minute run, I down this fucker. However, I question why the entire city block is exploding, and not just the monster. Now on to the next level, they fucked up here too. The SWAT cats would have grappled Dr. Viper's ass in the net. Instead he runs into a pipe and T-Bone or Razor will chase him. I mean, come on! What happened to all the gadgets? The rest of this level is more of the same stuff. Platform jumping and defeating enemies. At least in this game they had the courtesy to offer a variety of believable enemies. The second portion is a bunch of bullcrapola. There's this sheet of sludge raining down which utterly destroys any grip you have on the platforms. This would be cute and legitimate if I didn't have to jump on some fucking ass small platforms. I have to constantly press left, right, left, right, left, right to stay on the platform in under a split second so I don't die. I also found one for the beanbag gun. A use for the beanbag gun, rather. It blows up physical objects like you see here. After playing for 2 hours, you want to beat this thing. It's one of those games that turns into a contest. A contest where you have to beat this fucker, but you will receive no solace in the fact that you beat it. It's not about fun anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about fun anymore. It's about beating this fucker, and it's decent at best, but also sloppily difficult at If you want to see more gameplay, I can upload it for you, but the entire encounter is more of the same in the caves. You ever remember seeing cave exploration in the show? Because I don't. Eventually you're going to get to this pain-in-the-ass phase where you need to escape a rising plant monster. This comes in second place right after the Turbo Cat Giga difficulty. You die once about every 10 to 15 seconds, and this took me about 15 minutes to get it right. At least the game offers a 1-up for you to figure it out, and if you die that often, guess how many times I had to attempt this fucker. Every button press you make is crucial. If you are off by a hair of a second, and I mean no pun intended, you will get eaten by Dr. Viper's plant. The main problem here is once you get to the escape point, you grapple to the goddamn wall and have a split second to go for the exit. It took me a few tries, but I did manage to get it and go to another area that, well, you do more of the same thing. You jump on platforms and you kill enemies. Keep exploring and you're going to get to the final boss of the level. Now, Dr. Viper isn't hard per se, but I was expecting something a little more, I don't know, epic. Simply jump on the mold spores to get in and close and hit him. I've hit him a bazillion times, and eventually he's gonna explode. Now, that's the ending I wanted. I want explosions. The music score for this encounter is pretty good, and again, the beanbag launcher doesn't do shit. Took me about 2 minutes and 2 tries to defeat Dr. Viper. All that effort and the boss was easier than some of the obstacles. Come on! So, in conclusion, this game is not fun. If you're looking for a fun game, there's plenty of others on the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis to choose from. You have a lot to pick from. If you're looking for fun, don't play this game. This game went from casual play to a serious challenge very quickly. It's kind of that halfway bad game that you want to get the better of, and SWAT Cats sure will give you that challenge, that old school challenge. They tried really hard to remain true to the series, and I think they did alright with that. I questioned some of the phase modes and the weapons, however, but other than that, you have a decent platformer here. I should have gotten it as a kid, and I rented it quite a few times at the rental store on a couple different weekends. Now, is it worth $40 today? No. Unless you're a collector, and if you're a collector, you might as well get the fucker boxed. If you see it cheap, under $10, flea market, Goodwill, another thrift store, pick it up and give it a try. RGN gives this game a 78.2 out of 100. Bingo.